Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy Fitzmonk TV here, aka G-Lauren33. I am back here today with a special bonus episode of the Legit Shoot podcast, man. I'm recording this early Tuesday morning. I'll be releasing this to you guys a little bit later on in the afternoon. I could have easily recorded this after the Monday Night Raw review last night, but I decided to save my energy. I just got out of class, so I was like, why not kill two birds with one stone here? So I was like, yeah, let's get it done right here, right now. So definitely, hopefully you guys appreciate that. But I did tell you we would have a bonus podcast. I don't always do these. These are kind of rare, but we are going to be talking about two major things in today's podcast. We're going to be talking about the Sasha Banks and Bayley feud. We know Sasha and Bayley have a huge Smackdown Women's Championship match coming on Smackdown later on in the week. And we also have the WWE Draft, the two-night WWE Draft starting on Smackdown and will be ending on Monday Night Raw next week. We're finally fixing the rosters, you guys know, especially if you guys have been watching my Monday Night Raw reviews as of late, man. I have been, talking and clamoring about these rosters needing a shake-up more than ever, because the amount of repetitive nonsense we've been seeing, man, it's just that there's just no creativity. Like, there's nothing coming out of Monday Night Raw. You're seeing the same matches, same feuds every single week. Like, how many weeks in a row have we seen Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy going up against, either Dominic and Humberto, or Dominic and Aleister Black, or Dominic and Rey Mysterio, and it's something like that, or the Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza, right? Or seeing Nia Jax put Lana through an announce table. Like, it's the same stuff week after week after week. And they just think, if we try to do it in a different way, no one will notice. Well, people like me notice, and it's an insult to our intelligence that you think you can get by doing the same thing. One of the biggest ways a person proves that he's stupid is by doing the same thing over and over and over again, respecting a different result. Yeah, the only result that WWE is getting by continuing to do repetitive booking is the ratings go down and down and down more every single week. Especially since we have Monday Night Football every single week getting about, 80 million viewers? Like, come on. 1 week it's 1.7, 1.6. I'm recording this early in the morning, so the Monday Night Raw ratings aren't out yet, but I would not be surprised if they got a 1.54. The show we got last night, if you guys haven't checked out the Monday Night Raw review, go check it out right now. It is absolutely garbage. My Raw reviews, my own podcast is better than Monday Night Raw. Legit. If you don't want to watch Monday Night Raw, I don't blame you. Just go listen to the podcast. Go watch the Raw reviews. I'll go through the pain and suffering for you. Make things easier. I'll make life easier for you. It's crazy. And I pray that, with, this draft, it will not only refresh the rosters, but also refresh the creative. On SmackDown, at least, there's things I'm interested. I'm interested in the Sasha and Bayley program. Love what they're doing with Roman Reigns' heel turn. The Alexa and the Fiend gimmick. Also, what they're doing with Sami Zayn's IC title run. Like, those are four things right there that I'm actually interested in on SmackDown. There is absolutely nothing that I'm interested in on Monday Night Raw. Like, I love Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, but that feud should have ended at Clash of Champions when you had Drew McIntyre punt Randy Orton in the skull, and then put him in the back of an ambulance. But they decide, no, instead we have to come up with some, boring reason for them to fight inside Hell in a Cell. Have Randy put on fake night goggles and go attack the legends, and that's enough to make Drew McIntyre angry enough to go attack Randy Orton backstage at Raw this week. Like, really? Are we serious right now? Like, Asuka has no viable challenges for the Raw Women's Championship, right? I actually like Zelina Vega, but she should have never been in the position to begin with. You refuse to put Bianca Belair on TV. Instead, you decide to put Bianca Belair in these, EST segments where she proves that she's better than a bunch of junkies, right? Like, come on, there's absolutely nothing interesting on Monday Night Raw. I like the Hurt Business, but every single week, you have the Hurt Business going up against Apollo and whatever goon you decide to put in with that week, right? Apollo and Ricochet, or Apollo and Ali. Even though they finally did something good with Ali by making him the leader of Retribution, but still, that doesn't, make up for the fact that the last 2-3 months you weren't using him at all. Like, I'm not going to just only forgive everything you did before that just because you made one good decision. I don't even know if WWE's going to do justice by Ali in the long run. Just because he's been revealed as the leader of Retribution, that automatically means things are all okay for him. So you guys are seeing how bad Monday Night Raw is. There's legit nothing interesting on this show. And, like, creatively, you could tell they're in a mess. They're in a mess. Look at the Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy storyline. Clearly, Buddy Murphy is being set up to turn babyface, and it said Seth Rollins has to be written off TV eventually, since we know he's going to be taking time out because Becky's going to be delivering in December. All right, but now they're doing this whole romantic storyline with Alea, Rey Mysterio's daughter, where she's trying to be an actress. All this, and it's not terrible, but this is a storyline that's been dragged on since April with the Mysterios versus Rollins and Buddy Murphy. And I'm kind of over it. I more just want to see Buddy Murphy turn babyface, which he kind of did last night. All right. And just take out Seth Rollins at, come Hell in the Cell, because that's most likely where this is going. I'm just over it. Monday Night Raw needs a complete transformation. It's crazy to me how SmackDown, with a depleted roster, because you really look at the level of talent on SmackDown compared to Monday Night Raw, it's crazy how they can never have a good show on Raw, but at least SmackDown most weeks they're trying. They're actually trying. And most weeks they're actually doing decent. They're not doing, amazing shows, but they're doing decent with the roster that they have. And Monday Night Raw is doing utter trash, and they have more talent, 2 times the talent that SmackDown has. It makes no sense to me. So WWE really needs to use this draft to fix things. All right, and even then, I don't, trust them, because at the end of the day, Vince McMahon is still the head, the head honcho at the end of the day. And, we're reading articles every single week how Vince is making late changes to the script. He's ripping up the script, right? He's not, now, I just read the other day that he's been more in access, it's even harder to get access to him backstage at the Thunderdome. You have to get through all his yes men and all his cronies, right? I don't know why, but you could tell, like, Vince's level of care for Raw is not there, right? They wait till the show's on the air to finish the actual script, when the script should be done, at the latest, at least a day beforehand, just in case you have to make an emergency changes. But, Vince just doesn't care. He doesn't care, because why? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how bad WWE does in the ratings, right? As long as they have those TV deals with Fox and USA Network, those million-dollar deals, right? WWE's gonna make a ton of money, regardless of what ratings they put in. But when it comes time to renegotiate, when those deals come up and those companies come to Vince and they show them the absolute horrific ratings reports, yeah, you ain't gonna get billion-dollar deals anymore. Right? And who knows what the world's going to look like, right? I know they want to have fans back for WrestleMania 37, and, WWE wants to start touring again soon, but we don't know with the way the world's going. So, I don't know. And even when things get back to normal, who knows if you're going to be having, full capacity arenas. You're not even putting on good shows. You put on top of that people still may not feel safe to actually go out to a 12,000 person arena to sit and watch your terrible product. Like, legit, this would be the time where you should be fixing your product, so when things do get back to normal, you have no problems. But still, Vince doesn't understand that. He's so out of touch. It blows my mind how out of touch Vince is at his age. And I know I'm going a little along here with this opening shoot here to start the podcast today, but I just had to go off. The WWE Draft will hopefully refresh things, but honestly, WWE's still gonna have the same micro problems it always has. It starts and ends with Vince McMahon. People don't want to, people don't want to take it to him. People don't want to step up to him because they're scared they're gonna lose their jobs. Even though everybody knows that Vince is the problem at the end of the day. He fills himself, he surrounds himself with yes men that will do whatever, he says, and who have no balls to step up to him and tell him that he's the actual problem with the product. because they're so scared of losing their jobs. It's sad and it's crazy because we all know the truth. We all know the truth. So, like, even though I have hope that the draft will hopefully make things better, it's not going to get better as long as Vince is in charge. And like CM Punk says, this company will not get better till Vince McMahon is dead. It's sad, but that's the truth. Or at least until Vince is in or out of full creative power. It's really that's it. I don't know what else you guys want me to say. That's the way it is at the end of the day. It's undisputed. It's really undisputed, and it's sad. It really is. So. But we are going to do a mock draft here in a little bit. I want to talk about Sasha Bayley first. But as always, guys, thank you guys for joining me right here on the Legit Shoot Podcast. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit a thumbs up on this video. It helps push the video out into YouTube's algorithm so we can educate more casual fans, because you guys know there's a bunch of casual idiots out here. And that's the reason why I'm here, because I actually know what the hell I'm talking about, right? I am the tribal chief of the IWC. I don't know. I know JD has a bigger following than me, but I was calling myself the tribal chief before he did. So, all right. One second he's calling himself the Messiah, and then he wants to switch to the tribal chief. No, I'm the tribal chief of the IWC. He may have more viewers, but you guys come here for that real, organic WWE podcast. All right. Anyway, man, just having a little bit of fun right there. But as always, guys, thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, leave a like in the video if you guys are new and you guys are enjoying it. If you guys disagree with me, that's fine. We can have a conversation about that. Just, go into the comment section down below. Let me know. I respond to almost all your comments, all right? If you guys are new to the channel, hit the bell for all notifications so you guys don't miss whenever I go live or I upload, any video, man. You definitely do not want to miss subscriptions, bro. I'm always coming out with that fire content, so definitely have notifications enabled. And, the quickest way to get in contact with me if you guys want to talk wrestling, business, social media, anime, anything like that. My social medias are down in the description down below. Twitter, Instagram, you guys know the drill. You guys can follow me on all those different platforms, all right? Like I said, guys, go check out the Monday Night Raw review if you guys missed it, all right? You guys can see I'm home today. I have the mic and the camera all out. You guys know I usually do the Raw reviews at work, and I didn't get to film in my normal location yesterday, so the quality wasn't the best. But still, I gave you guys, the best podcast I could. So definitely go check it out if you guys haven't already. I also have a lot of other videos on the channel. I did a reaction to Sasha Banks on Talking Smack. That video is doing really well right now, so go check it out. Also, I did a reaction to Sasha Banks challenging Bayley for the Smackdown Women's Championship, which was announced last week on Smackdown. So go check out all those other videos. You guys know I have the Legit Shoot Podcast playlist. So you guys, if you guys miss any videos, just go check the playlist out and go listen to what you missed. You can just click, and then you can just listen to me rant and go on while you guys go about your day. No matter you guys at the gym, gaming, or just chilling at the home doing chores, whatever. You guys know you guys can listen to the podcast anywhere. So anyway, let's get into it. All right, like I said, we have two major things to talk about on the podcast. We have the WWE mock draft and Sasha Banks and Bayley. Like I said, we'll get into the mock draft here in a little bit. I have like a little bit of a tier list, that's why I have the green screen with me today. We'll be doing a little bit of a tier list later for our mock draft. So make sure you guys wait a little bit on that. But I want to talk about Sasha Banks and Bayley. You guys know this is a pro Sasha Banks channel. A lot of you guys that are here are Sasha Banks fans like me. It's kind of funny. One of the new subscribers, I'm forgetting what his name is. He subscribed after the Monday Night Raw review. He said he found my channel. He searched up Sasha Banks rants, and when you search up Sasha Banks rants on YouTube, legit, like 10 of my videos pop up. Just because I've done so many throughout the years. I've done some on, like Sasha losing to Asuka, right? Or Sasha and Bayley losing the tag team titles to Peyton Royce and Billy Kay from Wrestlemania, or Sasha when she lost to Becky at Hell in a Cell last year, things like that. There's so many. We've done so many videos on Sasha, so it's kind of hard just to choose one. Got some better lighting in here. It's crazy how, like, despite opening the shades up, how better the lighting becomes. But anyway, yeah, Sasha and Bayley. Let's talk about that. So you guys know that's the big thing. That, in my opinion, that's easily the best storyline that is going on in WWE. The Sasha and Bayley storyline, and we knew that they couldn't wait, any longer on pulling the trigger on that story, because we know Sasha and Bayley want the story to be in front of live fans, not in the Thunderdome, but they want an actual crowd for this. This is a feud we've all been waiting for since NXT Takeover Brooklyn 5 years ago. Excuse me. Even though, we've seen Sasha and Bayley on the main roster before, but we've never seen it in this capacity for, in a championship feud. And we know Sasha and Bayley have been carrying, absolutely carrying the main roster on their backs all year. Let me fix the lighting here. Hopefully that looks a little better. Yeah. Anyway, they've been carrying the women's division and the main roster. Their story has been the best story. The patience that the story has been given has been fantastic. But I know that there were some people complaining that it seemed like they were, rushing the feud. I know JD said on his live stream that it was like WWE was blowing their load. Here you have Sasha and Bayley, a feud that everyone's been waiting for, and now all of a sudden it feels like, they're rushing through it just to get it done. And I can definitely see that. I want to wait till, we see what happens with the draft, and we'll see what happens with them on SmackDown, before we jump to any conclusions. I am going to, in just a couple moments, I'm going to update my fantasy booking. I did a video, which is doing well right now. I did like a 40-minute extra podcast just a couple weeks ago, where all I did for like good 45 minutes was fantasy book and give you guys like a bunch of different scenarios of where they could go with the Sasha and Bayley feud. And definitely, I think this is a feud that should go all the way to WrestleMania 31. Or not 31, WrestleMania 37. And there's multiple ways to do this. And clearly, at the end of the day, the story's going to end with Sasha on top. She is the babyface. Sasha's been cutting some really, really, great promos these last couple weeks on Bayley. And it just makes you, just have to sit there and think. I always say that Sasha is the best female wrestler in the world, and it's undisputed, in my opinion. And, like, people who always said that, Sasha could never talk in the mic, like, yeah, those people have been pretty quiet these last couple of weeks with the promos that Sasha's been cutting. And Bayley's been doing her thing, too, but we already knew that Bayley could cut promos. It was always people sleeping on Sasha, and she's really shutting the haters up. We always knew she was the best female wrestler in the world. She's just proving everybody else wrong in all those other big categories. All right. Plus, you guys got to remember, Sasha is going to be in The Mandalorian Season 2 that starts streaming at the end of October. All right. That's a big thing. There's going to be a lot of eyes on WWE. There's going to be new viewers to WWE's product that see Sasha in The Mandalorian. They're going to be asking, who's that? Who's that beautiful black woman? And they're going to search her up, and then her name's going to come up, and then people are going to directly be taken to, WWE's YouTube page and SmackDown, and they're going to see, Sasha, and they're going to see what she's doing with Bayley, right? Of course, since that's her main program right now. So, is WWE rushing the Sasha and Bayley storyline? Potentially. I didn't really agree with them announcing Sasha and Bayley for the WWE Draft. Honestly, yes, I understand WWE wants to pull a big rating with night one of the draft, but is that the whole point of the draft? Like, the draft by itself should be, enough for SmackDown to get a pretty big rating, right? They usually get about 2.022 million viewers. The draft itself should allow WWE to maybe get a 2.4 or 2.5 easily, because people are going to want to see, who gets caught up by NXT, who's getting moved to Raw, who's staying on SmackDown, right? Who's coming over from Raw to SmackDown. Like, people who may not be interested in WWE's product, but who know what WWE is, they're going to watch just because they're going to be interested to see, what's going to happen with the rosters. It's a shakeup, right? Things are going to change. So, the draft alone should be enough to get WWE a big rating. But you see you're trying to make this into a huge show on Friday. We have KO versus The Fiend, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the podcast. We also have Big E versus Sheamus in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And plus, what's going to be the main event of the show, Sasha Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. All right. And I kind of hope, I don't think WWE will do this, but I kind of hope they would pull what they did with Sasha Banks and Io Shirai. If you guys remember, when Sasha and Io were announced for the Great American Bash back in July, that match happened with no commercial breaks. Absolutely none. And it was one of the best women's matches of the year. Even though it was about 13 minutes long, it was great, especially because there was no commercial breaks. Because everyone knew this was a big-time match. It was a dream match. Two of the best wrestlers in the world going at it. And, if there was commercials, it would have took you out of it. This is a SmackDown Women's Championship match. This is a match people have been waiting for all year. And yet we're getting it on free TV. Just because WWE's trying to get a big rating. At least do us the favor by not giving us commercials. I would highly appreciate if WWE could give us this match without commercials. They probably won't, there probably will be 2-3 commercials. And what pisses me off is this is a championship match at the end of the day. It's a championship match. Plus, it's Sasha and Bayley. Like, come on. Like, come on. Hopefully I'm wrong and we don't get commercials for this, but definitely I think there are going to be commercials. The most logical ending for this match, and most of us agree with this, is Bayley going to get, herself disqualified. We all know, that Sasha is easily the biggest threat for Bayley's title run. All right? We all knew this. No matter if it was Naomi or Carmella or Alexa Bliss or Nikki Cross, right? No matter who it was, we always knew that Sasha was always going to be Bayley's number one challenger for that title. It's one of the reasons why Bayley kept Sasha, held her so close, because she wanted to try to keep Sasha in check. The second that Bayley knew that, her and Sasha weren't regaining the women's tag team titles, she saw Sasha as useless. And that's when she decided to betray her. The whole leg injury, was the perfect ploy for Bayley. Perfect. And Sasha's the babyface here. I love that they're letting her be a badass babyface, and they're not trying to just, have her get over. Sasha doesn't need to do anything to get over. She's already arguably the most popular woman in the company. All right, it's really a toss up between her, Asuka, and Becky Lynch, really, when it comes to most popular superstars, right? But I just didn't want to try to portray her as this sympathetic babyface. She never needed that. Now that Sasha's a babyface again, you just need her to be a badass. And at least through these last couple weeks with her promo game and the attacks she's had on Bayley, they've made Sasha look like a badass. And going into this, Sasha's going to want to be doing anything she can to get at Bayley, right? And Sasha said on Talking Smack, it's not really about the title. It's more that she wants to get back at Bayley because Bayley called her useless, and she wants to get back at Bayley for her betrayal. Sasha becoming a Grand Slam champion and becoming the SmackDown Women's Champion is the icing on the cake, because not only would she become champion, of course, but she would be taking away the one thing that's important to Bayley, because Bayley changed her entire character. Right? She changed everything about her. Cut her hair, took off the ponytail, destroyed the Bayley buddies, changed her entire character just because she would do anything to keep that SmackDown Women's Championship. Right? She even betrayed and ended her friendship with Sasha Banks because of the title. So Sasha is going to take that title from her to make Bayley feel the same level of betrayal that Sasha did when Bayley turned her back on her. And it's perfect storytelling. But the thing about it is, it's not going to be that simple. This is a match we've all been waiting for. This is a feud we've all been waiting for. They're not just going to give Sasha the title like that, and that's going to be that. I saw some people saying, Sasha wins the title on Friday and then she goes on to defend it at Hell in a Cell. Sure, that would be nice. But the thing is, they're not just going to give Sasha the title like that. If they do, it's whatever. But I see that as very unlikely. Very unlikely. I think this feud is just starting. If Sasha wins the title, it's going to be in Hell in a Cell. WrestleVotes already came out last week and said that Sasha and Bayley is supposed to be the main event of Hell in a Cell. It makes the most sense. I don't think Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre deserve that spot. and you can make an argument for Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. But what I think is going to happen is, I think Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton are going to open the show with their Hell in a Cell match. All right. Probably Roman Reigns and Jey Uso will be the big match in the middle of the show, and then Sasha and Bayley will be the end, the big main event. And they deserve the spot easily. There's nothing more deserving than Sasha and Bayley being the main event for Hell in a Cell. But that's the way I see things. That's the way I see things, bro. But I just, like I said, I would like to see Sasha. If Sasha won the title and went on to successfully defend it at Hell in a Cell, sure, it would be great. Sasha being able to finally get a successful title defense, hold the title more than 30 days, finally get her first Hell in a Cell victory. Yeah, we'll be able to end so many curses that Vince has plagued Sasha with on the main roster. But I don't think things are not going to be that easy. I do see the story ending with Sasha being the champion, all right, but I don't think it's going to be that simple. What I think we all think is going to happen is Bayley's going to either cheat her way to win, or she's going to get herself disqualified some way and run from Sasha. Remember, when Sasha cut the promo last Friday on Smackdown, Bayley wasn't injured or anything like that, right? She did take some Kendall shots at Clash of Champions, but she wasn't injured, right? What they said is the reason why Bayley didn't appear on Smackdown is she was running from Sasha. And so clearly Bayley knows that Sasha is the biggest threat to her title. So on SmackDown, even though it's going to be a banger of a match, expect to see a lot of running from Bayley, because Bayley knows Sasha's going to want to do anything to get her hands on her. Maybe Sasha makes a mistake and gets herself disqualified, but I see that as unlikely. I think Bayley's going to do whatever she can to either cheat or get herself disqualified so she retains the SmackDown Women's Championship, right, as the heel. And that leads to the rematch being booked, because by then, Sasha and Bayley will both be inside Hell in a Cell, and Bayley will not be able to run from Sasha, right? It's kind of like vice versa. If you guys remember Sasha when she was a heel going up against Becky, there was a couple moments where Sasha would run from Becky. It's kind of vice versa here now, with Sasha being the face and Bayley being the heel. Now let's get into the fantasy booking. I know I've been teasing you guys. We're already almost 30 minutes into the podcast, and I haven't talked about where do I think this is gonna go. And I put a lot of thought into this. I know there's a lot of people that want, including me, I want this story to go all the way to WrestleMania 37. But how do you do that? I know some people say maybe Bayley injures Sasha to the point where Sasha gets written off TV. No. I don't think that's what you need to do. I don't think that he was going to do that, right? They brought Sasha back to TV 2 weeks after Bayley, per storyline, crushed Sasha's neck. That the spot they did there, that's usually that spot would write somebody off WWE TV for a good 3-4 months. Sasha came back in 2 weeks. Remember, they sent Drew McIntyre in an ambulance. He came back 2 weeks later in the same ambulance that he got taken out of. But still baffles my mind, because that still doesn't make any sense, right? I don't see that happening. I think there is one way, and if WWE, this is the way you got to play it. If somebody from WWE is listening to me, and you haven't decided how you want to book this feud, this is where you do it, because I will be disappointed if the feud ends after Hell in a Cell. This is a feud that can go all the way to WrestleMania 31, or 37. I don't know why I keep saying 31. This is what you do, right? We already have the match taking place on Friday, right? Sasha and Bayley, SmackDown Women's Championship. I think Bayley's gonna get herself disqualified, or she'll cheat to win. It's one or the other. So of course the rematch will be booked for Hell in a Cell, because then Bayley will not be able to run from Sasha inside Satan's structure, right? And this will be Sasha's third Hell in a Cell match. This will clearly be Bayley's first. Sasha, you can put on her stat line that she faced all three members of the Four Horsewomen inside Hell in a Cell, right? Sasha inside Hell in a Cell as the babyface will get her revenge on Bayley, right? They'll put on a great match, quite possibly the best women's match of the year. Remember Sasha and Becky did that last year inside Hell in a Cell. I believe Sasha and Bayley could easily top that, just because of the level of chemistry Sasha and Bayley have. Who knows what kind of spots they might have planned for that match? Who knows? We may even have fans for that match, because I know WWE's planning on having fans back in attendance after the Thunderdome expires at the end of October. We still have to wait and see how that's gonna go, but We do have Sasha and Bayley inside Hell in a Cell. I do see Sasha getting revenge there, getting her first Hell in a Cell victory, finally becoming a Grand Slam champion, winning the SmackDown Women's Championship inside Hell in a Cell. All right, that's what I think happened. So Bayley gets herself disqualified on SmackDown this Friday. Sasha wins the title a couple weeks later at Hell in a Cell. Notice how I haven't said anything about the draft yet, because the draft is going to be a key element in how this all plays out. In the WWE Draft, what I would do, hear me out, guys, I would have Bayley remain on SmackDown, and I would have Sasha get drafted to Monday Night Raw. Yes, I know what you guys are saying. Oh, how can you have Sasha get drafted to Monday Night Raw and also have her win the SmackDown Women's Championship? Here's the thing. Sasha, by being able, or by being the SmackDown Women's Champion, yes, she can be on Raw, but she doesn't have to be. By being the SmackDown Women's Champion, it allows you to be on SmackDown. It's like, the Women's Tag Team titles. Having the Women's Tag Team titles entitles the holders to be on any show they want, whenever they want. Remember, we saw Sasha and Bayley on both Raw, SmackDown, and NXT all summer, and it was fantastic. No one was complaining. You can do the same thing here with the SmackDown Women's title. Sasha gets drafted to Monday Night Raw, but by being the SmackDown Women's Champion, right, she could be on whatever brand she wants. Or not be on whatever brand she wants. It allows her to remain on SmackDown because she's holding the SmackDown Women's title. But here's the rule. So Sasha wins the title after Hell in a Cell, right? She wins the title. She's allowed to stay on SmackDown, but she's also still, a Raw superstar. Here's the rule. You can have Stephanie McMahon or an authority figure or whoever, Adam Pearce, I don't care, right? They go up to Sasha and they'll be like, okay, you are the SmackDown Women's title. You are the SmackDown Women's champion. But at the end of the day, you are a Raw superstar. So if you lose that SmackDown Women's title at any point, you are banned from You are banned from SmackDown. Per the rules of, the draft and the brand extension. Right? You're not allowed to be on SmackDown at all if you lose that title because you were drafted to Raw, right? So this is what I would do, right? Sasha wins the title at Hell in a Cell. She's allowed to stay at SmackDown as long as she remains champion. So then at Survivor Series, you would most likely have Sasha versus Asuka again. Nobody's going to complain at that, right? No one's going to complain about that. If you want, we don't know if NXT is going to be involved in Survivor Series. We don't know what's going to happen. With Retribution and all these plans up in the air, we don't know what's the plan is. If you want, imagine us getting a triple threat with Sasha, Asuka, and Io Shirai. That would be absolutely incredible. They would tear the house down. Who knows? Maybe even Ember Moon, if Ember Moon takes the title from Io Shirai before then. But at the end of the day, you have Sasha go on the Survivor Series. I would probably have her win that, but that's not the most important thing at the end of the day. After that, oh man, I'm getting all these Twitter notifications. After that, right? You can have Sasha have like one title defense against, I don't know, anybody. You have Sasha do like an open challenge on anybody on the SmackDown roster. Sonya Deville, I don't know, Carmella, Lacey Evans. Who knows how the rosters are going to look like after the draft. Maybe it's Zelina Vega, I don't know. Have Sasha do an open challenge so she can get like a title defense in around Survivor Series. So then you could say, all right, Sasha had one successful title defense, plus she was able to hold the championship over 30 days. During this time, Bayley's not on TV because she's selling, the injuries she got from Hell in a Cell. She's recovering. So then what I would do going into December at TLC, I would do Sasha versus Bayley in a TLC match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I feel like those two would burn the house down. Remember, Becky versus Asuka versus Charlotte? Remember how good that match was? I feel like Sasha and Bayley could top that. I would have Sasha versus Bayley in a TLC match for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and I would have Bayley get her revenge and win that match. You could do maybe Bayley like handcuffs Sasha to the ring rope so she can't stop Bayley from climbing the ladder. There's lots of different things you can do. But at the end of the day, I would have Bayley win that match and regain the SmackDown Women's title. And because of that, Sasha is no longer SmackDown Women's Champion. Sasha is forced to go back on Monday Night Raw. She can't be on SmackDown because that's not where she was drafted. So now I would have a frustrated Sasha, right? She's mad. At least by then she would have had at least a title reign, over 30 days with at least one successful title defense, right? So we can get those two curses out of the way. So then Sasha's frustrated, and then she's doing everything she can to get back to Bayley, to get back to the SmackDown Women's Championship. She doesn't care about Asuka and the Raw Women's title, even though you could have Sasha go after the Raw Women's Championship and do a winner-take-all match going to WrestleMania, right? That is an option. But I think the most logical scenario would be Sasha going on to win the Women's Royal Rumble, right? Punching her ticket to WrestleMania, and then, going after Bayley one more time. Bayley, who thought she got rid of Sasha by winning the TLC match, has to deal with Sasha once again, and that sets up one more match at WrestleMania, and that's where Sasha gets her WrestleMania victory. She wins the SmackDown Women's Championship for a second time, and she ends the feud with Bayley. I have some other things in between there, like maybe you have Bayley defend the title inside of Elimination Chamber, and then you have like Sasha pull like a Shawn Michaels and like come through the bottom of the chamber, to attack Bayley, and maybe she even helps Bayley, retain the SmackDown Women's title because she specifically wants to face Bayley for the title at WrestleMania. There's like those are just little things. That's just me, going beyond the details, but that's what I see. So basically, just to sum things up once again, this Friday on SmackDown, I would have Bayley get herself disqualified or cheat some way to win to retain the SmackDown Women's title. So then at Hell in a Cell, we get the rematch because then Bayley will not be able to run from Sasha. I would have Sasha win the SmackDown Women's title inside Hell in a Cell, with the caveat being Sasha, being drafted to Monday Night Raw. The second she loses the SmackDown Women's title, she can no longer be on SmackDown per the rules of the WWE Draft. So then I would have Sasha do an open challenge sometime around Survivor Series to get one title defense under her belt. Then she would be able to hold the title longer than 30 days. I would have Bayley come back in December, face Sasha for the SmackDown Women's title in a TLC match. Bayley regains the title. Sasha is forced to go to Monday Night Raw, being banned from SmackDown since he wasn't drafted by the Blue Brand. I would have Sasha fight her way back to Bayley by winning the Women's Royal Rumble, and then at WrestleMania, Sasha gets the ultimate revenge, regaining the SmackDown Women's title, which she at that point would have held since December, and then ending the feud that way. All right, that's the way I would personally do it. So that's my updated fantasy booking for Sasha and Bayley. If somebody from WWE is watching, hire me because I can do way better than all those other clowns that you have as creative writers right now. But that's what I would do when it comes to Sasha and Bayley. Now, let me know in the comment section if you guys enjoyed that little fantasy booking. All right, leave a like on the video. Also, man, let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Do you guys, like my fantasy booking? What changes would you do? All right, definitely, I love interacting with you guys, so let me know what you guys thought. But I feel like, my fantasy booking there was prestige, and there's not much for people to complain about. But, that's just my opinion. So now that we got that out of the way, it's time for the second part of the podcast. All right, as you guys see, I'm switching over my OBS thing. Hopefully, you guys can see. Yeah, so everything looks right. So as you guys can see, I am on Tier Maker. If you guys were here last year, we did the same exact thing for last year's WWE Draft. As you guys can see, this is updated from May 31st, so it's pretty accurate. There hasn't been any, real big significant changes to the roster since then. So as you guys can see, I have all of the main roster superstars for the most part, plus some NXT guys. So we will be doing almost everybody on this list. There's definitely be guys who will be skipping over. Some, are either injured or they're just not available at the moment. All right. And there's some guys that are not even with WWE anymore at this point. Plus, you guys can see not all the champions are updated because this was May 31st. So definitely, you guys can. That's why you guys see, Like, for example, Adam Cole here is holding the NXT Championship. Wanting to clear with Finn Balor now. All right. But definitely, the way I have it set up, I have it in 4 different categories. I have red for Raw, or pink, or whatever you want to call it. But we have Raw up here. We have blue for SmackDown. We have NXT call-ups, and we have no longer with WWE. There will be some superstars that are put in this no longer WWE box because some of these superstars are either injured or whatever. So they probably won't really be moved in the draft. But we're going to try to do this as quick as possible because I remember this took me a long time to do last year. But definitely, without wasting any more time, this is your official WWE mock draft for 2020. I'm not going to be doing like pick by pick. That would take me forever to do if I wanted to go in order. I'm just going to go in the way they have it set up. The way it's set up here, it's in chronological order, so it goes from first to last names. So Adam Cole, A, all the way down to Z, which is Zelina Vega, of course. So let's get started. So Adam Cole, why am I getting all these text messages today? Anyway, Adam Cole, he recently did turn babyface, right? Adam Cole, if you guys didn't watch NXT TakeOver 31, and I know I didn't do a review on this, but I did really enjoy NXT TakeOver 31. I liked the new Capitol Wrestling Center. I believe that's what they're calling it. It's no longer called the Performance Center, but the Capitol Wrestling Center. I gotta give Triple H a lot of credit. They wanted to make it look different from AEW, and they actually do have live fans in there. I think right now it's only about 100 fans, but it's better than nothing, right? It made a big difference on Takeover show. Plus, they got a whole new set, and they do have the Thunderdome. They do have the virtual fans concept taken from the Thunderdome in there, but they also do have live fans in there to help balance things up. So I gotta give WWE credit. Triple H and company did a fantastic job transforming the Performance Center into something fresh, and it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes going forward because I do know that is going to be the new home for NXT for now. We don't know what WWE is going to do in terms of the main roster because I know WWE wants to start touring again at the end of October, but we still have no idea. Remember, there was just a COVID outbreak in WWE just a couple weeks ago, where a bunch of superstars had to quarantine. So I don't know. Like right now, you're doing a Thunderdome. I don't know how WWE's going to, be able to promise safety for its superstars if they start touring again at the beginning of November. And we already know WWE's making plans to have fans in attendance for Wrestlemania next year, which looks like it's going to be moved to Tampa Bay. Hopefully, we will be able to attend if things are normal by then. But anyway, yes, Adam Cole, he is now a babyface on NXT. I did read reports that Triple H is very unsure of how NXT will be involved in the draft, even though I feel like that's kind of a lie. Or at least I feel like he was telling a half-truth. Yeah, I could definitely see Triple H not telling Triple H everything in terms of the draft, but there's definitely going to be NXT call-ups. Like, there's no doubt. I could definitely see maybe 4 or 5. There's a lot. Actually, there may be even more. Who knows? We'll see as we go along. There's a lot of superstars on here that I can see getting called up to the main roster. Adam Cole, man, it feels like forever. Like, forever since he last held the NXT title, bro. When did he lose that? July? It's already been almost 3 months since he lost that title, if you really think about it. But definitely, it felt like with every single takeover, with every single week it passed, it feels more and more likely that Adam Cole and company were going to get called up to the main roster. But we just don't know. I know that Triple H wants to start booking the Undisputed Era as babyfaces on NXT TV. And there's definitely feuds that you can do down there. But if Vince wants Adam Cole and company up there, it's going to happen. And it has to happen, sooner rather than later. I can almost make the same argument for Johnny Gargano. You could make an argument for Tommaso Ciampa, but there still is some stuff I guess you can do with Ciampa. But like people like Adam Cole and Gargano, even though, yes, they are the faces of NXT, bro, there's really nothing for them to do down there, especially Gargano. But right now, I think Cole is getting called up to SmackDown, especially with the way the tag team division is right now. They did the main roster needs to merge its tag team division. That's like the one big request. If you guys have been listening to the podcast, that's the one big request I have from WWE. Merge the damn tag team divisions, please. You can have tag teams on different brands, but have one set of champions, right? If you want, you can have those set of champions hold all the titles. I remember back in the day they used to do this. I'm getting all these notifications, bro. But I don't care who it is. If it's the Street Profits, if it's Cesaro and Nakamura, if they have to walk out with 2 different sets of belts, right, holding both the Raw straps and the SmackDown straps. If you want to make a damn belt that's both red and blue to represent how the titles are unified, I don't care. You merge the tag team divisions. You have almost no teams on each brand. The tag team division in WWE in general, NXT's tag team division isn't even that good anymore. But the main roster's tag team division is terrible. You can legit count the number of teams, in each division, or on the main roster in general. It's like less than fingers on one hand. It's that sad. The Street Profits, they keep saying, oh, we're the longest rating Raw Tag Team Champions ever, and I like the Street Profits, but we don't know why. There's no damn teams. There's nobody. The Viking Raiders, the Ivar's injured. He's not coming back till next year, right? The Usos, they have an injury right now. Xavier Woods is still recovering from his ACL tear, and I know Kofi took time off. That's why Big E's solo run is going on in SmackDown. So the New Day are gone. The Forgotten Sons are forgotten. AOP, they were released. Right? Gallows and Anderson are in an Impact now. You have no teams on the main roster. You know what? You have Lucha House Party, which looks like they might be broken up any day now for no reason. Every week they're teasing dysfunction with Kalisto. All right? And what? Heavy Machinery? I would like to see Heavy Machinery get a tag team title shot. I don't think I remember when was the last time they've had one. I don't think they've had a tag team title shot all year, if I remember. Right? But they definitely deserve one. But they're more focused on Otis and, him fighting over the Miz and Morrison about lunchboxes than, booking them serious as tag team contenders. Miz and Morrison are another team, right? And you have Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. They just reunited on Monday Night Raw. Like, WWE has teams they can use. It's just that they just don't care. They just don't care. All right, but just please do me this one solid. Merge the tag team divisions. That is my biggest request coming out of this WWE draft. Please do me this one favor, WWE. Please, I am absolutely begging you, right? So I see Adam Cole, if he does get caught up, and I think it is likely at this point, I think he's going over to SmackDown. AJ Styles, I think he's going back to Monday Night Raw. We know he was moved to SmackDown earlier this year. He won the IC title a couple months back. The main reason for that was because of, he wanted to get away from Paul Heyman. Yeah, he was only able to get away from Paul Heyman for a good 2 months because Heyman is now on SmackDown because he is the special counsel to our tribal chief, Roman Reigns. And I know Styles can't be happy about that, even though he can't really talk about it on Twitch anymore since WWE is now taking over all Twitch and Cameo accounts because Vince is a, selfish bitch. You guys know that. All right, but I knew Styles was complaining too. Not only is he unhappy about Paul Heyman being moved to SmackDown, I know Styles was unhappy because since he is on SmackDown, back in the day when he was, the face that ran SmackDown, SmackDown was on Tuesdays. Now it's on Fridays. So Styles was complaining that he wanted to be moved back to Monday Night Raw, not only to get away from Paul Heyman, but because he wants to be able to go watch his son's football games, and he's not able to attend those games because he's usually at the Thunderdome for SmackDown. So I think Styles is gonna get moved over to Monday Night Raw. I would love to see a Drew McIntyre AJ Styles feud, especially for the WWE Championship. I feel like that would be perfect. So definitely I am down for that if WWE wants to do that. I don't know if they will, but still. But I do think it's likely that we'll see the the phenomenal one, heading back over to the red brand. All right, AOP, they're no longer with WWE. Akira Tozawa, look, who cares? We'll put him on Raw, but who really cares? I like Akira Tozawa. Definitely, I wish he had a longer run as Cruiserweight Champion a couple years ago. If you watch 205 Live, especially go back and watch the Cruiserweight tournament, bro. When we had the Cruiserweight Championship tournament earlier in the year, Tozawa had some banger matches. He is incredible in the ring. He's very athletic. He can do really big moves. But the thing about it is, the only thing he's used for on Raw is to be a ninja going after the 24/7 title. It's sad. It really is. But I see him staying on Monday Night Raw. Aleister Black. At first, I was gonna put Aleister Black on SmackDown. He has been. If there's been anybody that would need a change, I would say Aleister Black. But the thing about it is, I think him and Kevin Owens are going to be separated in the draft. Him and KO are feuding right now, even though the feud is ridiculous. Aleister Black did say on Raw last night that he wanted to end this thing with KO in a barbaric way. Maybe we get a street fight or no holds barred or something like that on Raw this Monday. But I think what's going to happen is, I already think KO's going to be sent over to SmackDown. And by result of that, Black's going to stay on Raw. It's so sad what's happening with Aleister Black. Man, so sad how they messed him up. Really, bro. Now he has an eye patch, and he has the freaking little headband that he wears. And he also has the black contact. Now he wrestles in leather pants. And they changed his theme song, which is... It's not terrible, but it's nowhere close to his old theme song. It's sad that, CFO is no longer working with WWE. Because now all we see are these terrible generic theme songs that have no personality, no character. And Aleister Black is a victim of that. Aleister Black should be a babyface in the main event fighting for WWE titles, but instead he's fighting KO in this terrible heel gimmick. And I think Aleister Black, it's going to continue to not be used on Monday Night Raw, what's sad at the end of the day. Alexa Bliss, she's no longer tag team champion. Like I said, this is back from May. But I see Alexa Bliss going on Monday Night Raw because I think The Fiend is getting moved to Monday Night Raw. I could be wrong. We still could be getting The Fiend versus Roman Reigns eventually. But I do think, especially with The Fiend showing up on Raw the other night and us getting KO versus The Fiend on SmackDown this week, I think it's highly likely that KO and The Fiend are going to be switching brands, and I wouldn't mind that. I think Alexa Bliss is doing some of the best character work of her entire career right now, and I'm excited to see where this goes. You guys know I'm not the biggest Alexa Bliss fan, but I got to give credit where credit's due. She's doing a great job in this new role. This role fits her really well, all right, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with her and The Fiend going forward. Definitely, I think there's a lot of cool things that we can do with them. Oh, this is Imperium. Clearly, the reason why we'll put them in this category is because, they're on NXT. All right, I don't think I can make another tab. Who cares really? This is NXT. This part's gonna get filled really quick. Andrade. Okay. All right, I want to say Andrade's going to SmackDown. I believe, I don't know, was Andrade? I think Andrade was on SmackDown when he first got caught up with Zelina Vega last year, and then he got moved to Raw in the shakeup last year or the draft. I don't remember, but Andrade has been a disappointment on the main roster. Him and Angel Garza, the Zelina Vega is no longer part of that stable, and I'm happy Zelina's actually getting time now to wrestle, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna put. I don't know. The question is, where does Charlotte go? That's the thing, because Charlotte's gonna be coming back. I think we'll see Charlotte going into WrestleMania season. I don't know what the plans for Charlotte are. I could definitely see WWE doing something like if Becky is back in time, I would not be surprised if we see Becky and Charlotte go after the women's tag team titles, right? Just so that we can have Charlotte call herself a Grand Slam champion, because Sasha's going to be a Grand Slam champion here in the next couple weeks. Becky, she never held the NXT title, so she may never get that title to her name. But you guys know they want to make Charlotte the greatest of all time, even though, in my opinion, she's nowhere close. But it's going to be very interesting, because wherever Andrade goes, Charlotte's going to be going with him. Most likely, because WWE doesn't really like to, break up couples. We don't really see that. So, for now, I'll keep Andrade on Raw for now. All right, but I can easily see him going to SmackDown. Easily. Garza, I want to say he's going to SmackDown, but since he's in the tag team, and like I said, you need tag teams more than ever, I'm going to say he's going to stay on Raw. Street Profits, Montez, or not Montez, this is Dawkins, so I'll put him here just because, why not? Let me see if I can find Ford just to save time. Because like I said, guys, we got a lot of names to go through. Look at all that. A lot of names. So where's Montez Ford? I'm just looking for a guy with a belt. A, B, C, D, E, C, D. Oh, probably M, right? There he is. I see him. He's all the way up here. I was thinking last names. So by going first, so we'll put Ford right there. Apollo, he's no longer United States champion. I could easily put Apollo on SmackDown, to be honest. Honestly, okay, yeah, we'll put Apollo on SmackDown. Not that I really care. You could put Apollo on Raw or SmackDown. Even though the guy's talented, I just don't see him being used. But if Apollo's on SmackDown, maybe Daniel Bryan and Edge can help him out a little bit, but I don't know. But for right now, I'll put him on SmackDown, but it's not really important. Another NXT name. Like I said, there's a lot of NXT names in here. You guys can see Raw's getting filled up fast. Here's Asuka. Clearly, Asuka's staying on Raw. I don't see Asuka losing the Raw Women's Championship anytime soon. Especially because she really has very little competition in that division, which is sad. Clearly, once, Charlotte and if Becky's back, definitely the division will get more competition. Even though I don't know why the hell they're not using Bianca Belair, who is right here, so let's put her back on Raw. I believe if WWE doesn't go the route with Sasha Banks winning the Women's Royal Rumble, I think your second best choice is either Bianca Belair or Sonya Deville. All right, definitely, you need to build a big star. I could definitely see Charlotte staying out to the Women's Royal Rumble, but Charlotte shouldn't have even won the Royal Rumble last year. She didn't deserve to win that Rumble at all last year. So, I don't know, but I think if Sasha doesn't win the Women's Royal Rumble this year, I think it needs to be either Bianca Belair or Sonya Deville. I think Bianca Belair should be the one. At first, I used to think it should have been Shayna Baszler, but she's a tag champion with Nia Jax. Who gives a shit? But since Shayna Baszler's in a tag team, you need to build Bianca Belair. You need to build Bianca Belair up to be the one to take that title off of Asuka. It's absolutely kind of sad that Bianca Belair is not being used right now. You have her doing these EST segments instead of having her in the ring kicking ass and building and taking names. All right, Bayley, I think she's staying on SmackDown. No matter if she loses the title to Sasha or not, you can make an argument for Bayley going to Raw, but I think Bayley is staying on SmackDown. And definitely per my fantasy booking, Bayley staying on SmackDown. I see Becky right here. Becky's clearly going after the Raw Women's Championship when she gets back. She never lost the title, so it would make the most sense for Becky to stay on Raw. Big Show, he's a clown. I don't really care about him. Billie Kay will put you on SmackDown just because you'll be used as filler over there. Big E staying on SmackDown because they have plans for him. We know he has the singles run. Big E is actually one of the guys who I could see winning the Men's Royal Rumble. I think him and Keith Lee right now are the favorites to win the 2021 Men's Royal Rumble. Seeing potential. I'm just thinking about it, man. You could at WrestleMania next year, Roman Reigns versus The Rock. If that could happen, I think it's unlikely, but that would be a huge match, easily main event. That would easily be the main event, man. But especially with what Roman's doing with this heel character right now, easily that would be a great main event. Or you could do Roman Reigns versus Keith Lee, Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre if he's no longer WWE champion. If he drops that title to Randy Orton. You can do Roman Reigns versus Big E, right? Like, there's a lot you can do with him. I believe this is Bo Dallas, right? So, yeah, I'm going to change this. I don't know why I haven't put as NXT call-ups because I already have Adam Cole in there. Actually, what am I doing? I'll just move Adam Cole down here to NXT call-ups. But like I said, yeah, Adam Cole, I have him being called up to SmackDown. Oh, man. Okay, I gotta fix this. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. I messed this up, guys. My bad. I'm just gonna put this on NXT because Bo Dallas, there's been a lot of reports of him going back to NXT. There's been a mystery man. And everyone believes it's Bo Dallas. So, damn, I got to change this whole thing. Because most of these guys are NXT guys. So, guys, give me 1 sec. Yeah, I was like... Let me know in the comment section if I made a mistake. Because I don't know all the NXT roster. NXT's roster is huge. Because there's so much development talent. There's so much talent down there. But I could be wrong. This is Kushida, right? If Kushida's staying on NXT, clearly. Bobby Fish, I see him coming to SmackDown, with his Undisputed Era brother, Adam Cole. Bobby Lashley, I have Bobby Lashley going to SmackDown. I think the entire Hurt Business will be going to SmackDown. So I see Cedric Alexander, so he's part of the Hurt Business. He'll automatically be moved over here as well. I don't know if MVP is on this list or not. I'm legit just looking for black guys. Try to save time. Okay, here's Shelton Benjamin. I see him. So we'll move Shelton Benjamin up here. Let's look for M's real quick. So here's J. There's John Cena. A B C D E F G H I J K L. So here's L's. Here's M's. Yeah, I don't see MVP. It's whatever, but you guys get the point, right? Her Business. I have the Her Business moving to SmackDown. Braun Strowman. I don't know. He has the Universal title in this pick, but clearly not. If you guys saw Monday Night Raw, they did a segment with Braun Strowman versus Keith Lee, right? And I hated the way they did this. Strowman, he should have never been Universal Champion to begin with. But he's clearly out of the picture now. They've had him on Raw Underground the last couple weeks. And then he appeared again last night to go up against Keith Lee in a unsanctioned match. Don't get me started on that stupid unsanctioned term. But the match ended in double count out. I don't know why. Like, a Braun Strowman Keith Lee feud is something I can actually get invested into. I'm not a big fan of Strowman, but, still, I feel like super heavyweight battle with him and Keith Lee, that would be great. Especially if they use it to put Keith Lee over. But I would have at least waited till Strowman, got moved in the draft. I would have waited till Strowman got moved to Raw in the draft before making that move. All right? But instead, WWE has no patience and they're not creative at all. Brock Lesnar. We don't know when Brock Lesnar is coming back. He is, the thing is, Lesnar's a free agent right now. He's a free agent. Definitely, Lesnar's not going to AEW. We know for a fact. Right? Chris Jericho said it. There's no, even if AEW had all the money in the world, he doesn't see Lesnar coming to AEW. So Lesnar's staying with WWE. I feel like probably around WrestleMania season, that's when we'll see Lesnar come back. I definitely would love to see Keith Lee versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. That would be fantastic, especially if Keith Lee is not going after a title. But so for right now, just for that, I think Lesnar's staying on Raw. This is NXT. Candice LeRae. I actually have Candice LeRae being called up to Smackdown. Yes, if you guys saw NXT TakeOver 31, both her and Johnny Gargano, her husband, they both lost their title matches. They've been teasing this whole power couple thing now for months. Clearly, they're not doing it. Gargano's not winning a title anytime soon. Gargano, he's not winning the title from Finn Balor. And Candice LeRae's not winning that title from Io Shirai. And especially now with Toni Storm and Ember Moon back in NXT, WWE, if they want, there's definitely a couple women that I can see getting called up just because of that. So I think Candice LeRae is one of them. I think Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano are likely to get called up to the main roster in the draft. I don't have to go into Raw. As you guys can see, Raw's women's roster is actually shaping up. I'm not going to say quite nicely, but it's not bad. So definitely you got to even it out with SmackDown's women's roster. Carmella. I got Carmella staying on SmackDown. She was just revealed as the SmackDown mystery girl, plus her, her boyfriend Corey Graves is over on SmackDown. So I don't see them being separated. I don't really care about Carmella, right? I don't care at all that Carmella's the mystery girl. Like, they decided to turn Carmella back into a heel, okay, right? You have her all glamorous with all this makeup and all this other nonsense. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not behind it. I never really cared about Carmella. She's not terrible in the ring or anything, but I never really cared about it. We'll see what happens here with this whole new untouchable Carmella gimmick, but I'm not that excited for it. I never was a big Carmella fan to begin with. So here we have Cesaro. Cesaro's going to be on SmackDown. He's the one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. So is Shinsuke Nakamura. So let me see if I can find Shinsuke. There he is. So we'll move Shinsuke over to SmackDown. So you guys can see here, at the beginning here, right, we had a lot of heads on Raw, but now you guys can see it's even at the moment. Like I said, man, definitely. I want SmackDown to have a more even roster. Even though SmackDown's doing decent right now, right, they don't have much talent on their roster. So definitely, I want to put more talent on SmackDown side. I see Dominik Dijakovic here. He's Retribution. I believe he's T-Bar, but who cares? We'll just put him on Raw since Retribution's exclusive to Raw anyway, so let's not waste time. Charlotte, clearly we're going to put Charlotte over here with the women's division. Like I said, if Andrade's staying on Raw, so is Charlotte. So that's what I see happening there. Dakota Kai, I want to say Dakota Kai is, Dakota Kai could get called up, and I love Dakota Kai. She's one of my favorites in NXT, but I already have Candice LeRae getting called up, plus I have another call-up from the NXT women's roster, so even though I would not be surprised that if Dakota Kai got called up, I think for right now she's staying in NXT. You don't want to take too many people from NXT's women's roster. I think 2 or 3 max is enough, especially now that you have Ember Moon and Toni Storm back in NXT. I see Ember Moon. I'm happy Ember Moon's back, right? I'm excited for her. I would love to see Ember Moon regain the NXT Women's Championship. She never really got a proper run with that title. Like, her matches with her matches with Asuka are absolutely legendary. Some of the best women's matches of all time, in fact. Even though it's not better than Sasha and Bayley, but those are fantastic matches. But I never think Ember Moon got a chance to run with the title. Plus, the main roster never did her justice. I think she had 1 title match her entire time on the main roster, and that was against Bayley. What was that? Was that SummerSlam? That match that Bayley and Ember Moon had was very, very disappointing. Very disappointing. So, yeah, I don't see Ember Moon moving. She just returned to NXT. Here we have Chelsea Green, I believe. I believe this is Chelsea Green. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yep, Chelsea Green. There's been rumors for months that Chelsea Green was gonna get called up. Some people thought she was in Retribution, but Chelsea Green, I do see her getting called up here. I'm putting her on SmackDown. So let me just put all the women together. I'm gonna put all the women here. So there we go. So you guys can see the way I have it with these rosters. You can see I'm trying to keep the women's rosters as even as possible, especially, with Sasha and Bayley. Because if you do my fantasy booking route, and if Sasha and Bayley is suspected to go all the way to WrestleMania 37, you might need some filler opponents for Bayley, because there's nobody else for Bayley to face on SmackDown, right? Damian Priest, North American Champion, he's clearly staying on NXT for now. Dana Brooke, she just got traded to Raw. Not that I give a shit, but I'd rather have her in a tag team with Mandy Rose going after the women's tag team champions than anything. So she'll be on Raw. Let me see. Where the hell is Mandy? Where the hell is Mandy? Here's Mandy. I found her. Like I said, we still have so much to go. Like I said, bro, I told you guys were getting a long podcast today. I'm not editing this down. The thing that gets more difficult, as you guys can see, as as this fills up, it takes longer for me to drag superstars. All right, I see Dolph Ziggler, so I'm gonna put Ziggler on Raw with Bobby Roode. Just trying to to help speed things along, because we still have a long way to go. It's ridiculous. This is what I'm talking about. WWE has so much talent on their roster. So much talent, and they don't use it correctly. They do not use it correctly, bro. Absolutely hate it. Yeah, I remember, bro, like, this took me a long time to do last year. This might even take longer, especially since we had the Sasha and Bayley part of the podcast earlier. So make sure you guys leave a like video if you guys enjoying this. Daniel Bryan. I see Daniel Bryan staying on SmackDown whenever he returns. I know SmackDown. Bryan's been helping with the creative with the WWE creative team. So definitely I see Bryan staying on SmackDown. I don't see Daniel Bryan leaving. I don't think Daniel Bryan would ever leave WWE. Really. NXT. I want to make sure that wasn't Otis. All right, Drew Gulak, I see him on Raw. Even though he's not really a Raw superstar, but you've seen him on Raw the last couple weeks fighting for the 24/7 championship. Even though it looks ridiculous, Drew Gulak, he's actually a really good technician wrestler. Just go back and watch this Daniel Bryan match from, I forget what paper. I don't even remember. I think it was Elimination Chamber earlier this year. It was a fantastic match. All right, but they're probably going to have Gulak in more 24/7 championship shenanigans, right? Drew McIntyre, WWE champion. You're staying on Raw. Even though I think he's losing that title to Randy Orton at Hell in a Cell, clearly he's staying on Raw. Clearly. If he doesn't lose the title, if he beats Orton at Hell in a Cell, this company's going to look like a bunch of idiots for booking another match between those two. Even though you guys know I love Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, the feud has ran its course. Edge is clearly staying on Raw. He has unfinished business with Randy Orton. We all know this. Lucha House Party, probably staying on SmackDown. Elias. I know Elias is injured right now, but we'll put him on SmackDown just because. I know Elias was trying to get over as a babyface, and he wasn't doing terribly, but there was just really no direction with him. He wasn't really going anywhere. And Elias, like, at the end of the day, as great as he is as a character, he's entertaining, and he's really good at guitar. He doesn't do anything special in the ring. His offense is so generic. I could really never get behind him. But I'll just put him on SmackDown just because. Viking Raiders. It's sad what's happened to the Viking Raiders. It's sad, but I'll put them on SmackDown here, just because. Like I said, since I think WWE needs to merge the tag team divisions, it doesn't really matter to me where you put these guys. All right, as long as the tag team divisions are merged. See Fandango, NXT. Finn Balor, NXT. What was this guy's name? Jack Gallagher. What was it? Jack Gallagher? Or Jack Gallagher? I don't even remember his name, man. I know that he got canceled thanks to the Speaking Out movement, and WWE released his ass immediately. Humberto. I got Humberto going to SmackDown. I feel like Humberto needs a change of scenery. Like I said, Humberto's not a bad wrestler, but he's just a loser. WWE has just booked him like a loser the last year, bro. So, like, definitely he needs a fresh start on SmackDown. Easily needs a fresh start. Hopefully he gets one, because like I said, I like Humberto's in-ring game. It's just that, he's a loser. It's that simple. We got Io Shirai, clearly NXT Women's Champion. She's not getting called up anytime soon. So I got her staying put. You guys can see the tier list. You can see how it's starting to grow now. And you can see, like I said, it's getting more and more difficult as we go along. I think that's an NXT guy. Lots of NXT guys. The other Viking Raider. You're going to SmackDown. There you go. The Forgotten Sons. Let's see how much longer you stay forgotten. I know WWE's been trying to get the Forgotten Sons back on television. I don't know what's happening with that. What's taking so long, but I'll put you on Monday Night Raw. You could have the place of that belong to the Viking Raiders. Jeff Hardy, I have Jeff Hardy. Even though I could see Jeff Hardy going to Raw. Let me think here. I could easily keep Hardy. Yeah, I'll keep Hardy on SmackDown for now. I can definitely see eventually, potentially a Jeff Hardy Roman Reigns feud. That would be something interesting, right? I'm not against that at all. The Usos have been mainstays on SmackDown since the initial draft. I know they were on Monday Night Raw for they were on Raw for maybe like 2 months back last year. Remember when they had that very short feud with the Revival, right? And we thought they were going to battle out for the Raw Tag Team Championships, but WWE never really pulled the full trigger on that feud. But I see the Usos. I've heard reports that the Usos potentially could be joining Roman Reigns and turning heel. Like, they make like a tribal chief faction, which is something I could really, really get behind. Jinder fucking Mahal. I know Jinder Mahal. They were planning a babyface run for Jinder Mahal. I heard that WWE wanted to push him in the main event scene, and then he got injured like 1 week after he made his return. Like, even in this small ass like render, you could see how jacked that guy. Like, those steroids really be pumping, especially now that he's been gone an extra amount of time. Woo! Oh man, the veins are gonna be pumping, bro. So I could definitely see him. We'll put him on Raw, just because he never really got a run on Raw anyway. Not that I care about him, but still. Buddy Murphy. I'll put Buddy Murphy on SmackDown. I think Buddy Murphy is going to get a push here. Definitely I do think he's going to be the one to take out Seth Rollins. All right, they've already teased Buddy Murphy turning, babyface, going against, his supposed messiah, right? I think I like Murphy's in-ring game. I just don't know if WWE's ever going to really fully push him. I have a feeling that after they finish this little thing with Seth Rollins here, he's just going to go right back to purgatory. Like, right back to meaning nothing. John Cena, man. This is a tough one, man. Because you could legit put Cena anywhere. He's a free agent. Just like, no, I'll just put Cena on SmackDown, but he could legit go anywhere. John Morrison, I'm gonna put him on Raw. I think him and Miz are gonna be put on Raw, just because. Just to give them a change. So let me see. Where's Miz? Where's Miz's corny ass? Oh, did I pass him? A B C D E F G H I J K L. So here's Liv. Yeah, Miz would be. I don't see him. Like, not that I care anything, but yeah, I don't see him. Unless he's in the T's, because the Miz. Like, I would not be surprised. I don't believe I'm wasting this much time looking for the Miz. Yeah, there he is. There, yep. With his ridiculous hood. It would have been easier if he was wearing that ridiculous Miz headband he always wears to the ring. I could definitely see the Miz. The fact, I think the Miz has switched brands more times than anybody since the initial brand split in 2016. He's been on SmackDown. He went back to Raw, went back to SmackDown. I think he went back to Raw again as a babyface and then went back to SmackDown. So that we can continue, if they want, they can just continue, having Miz switch brands like they always do every single draft or shakeup. Johnny Gargano, I see Gargano getting, called up. I think he'll be one of those NXT call-ups. I'm going to put him right up here. He could definitely be a big name on SmackDown. Definitely. The guy's a star. The guy Gargano, he's not meant for 205 Live. And there's even though, yes, he is he is the face of NXT, but yes, he is the face of NXT, but man, what else is there really for him to do? What else is there for Gargano to do? There's no plans for him to become champion, right? And then he went on his social media and said, yes, something needs to change fast. I think Gargano's going to get called up. Him and Candice LeRae get called up. They could do their power couple thing on SmackDown. And plus, there's so many dream matches. Gargano's been in NXT so long. There are so many dream matches you can do with him on the main roster. I feel like this is Ivan Devar, right? He was the former the former Cruiserweight champion, and then he got canceled thanks to the Speaking Out movement. I see Kairi Sane. I know Kairi Sane just announced on her social media page that she's a trainer in Japan. We all know she was released. She just chose not to renew her contract, but she is still with the company and she's a head trainer and coach down. Cause I know they'd be trying to develop their Japanese brand. Even though the shutdown's making things tough. So, Lucha House Party. I know you guys just saw me drag Kalisto up there. I see him staying. Who gives a shit about Kane, bro? Don't get me started on Kane. This could be an interesting one, bro. Karrion Kross. There's some people that believe he might actually get called up. He might go straight to the main roster, even though he is injured right now and he never really got a run with the NXT title. He might go straight to the main roster when he gets called up, and he has the talent, the character, everything, because clearly whenever he does come back, if he does return to NXT, he would be a beast. He would be a beast. But I think I would not be surprised. So I'm gonna put Karrion Kross here on Raw. I would not be surprised if he gets drafted and they use him as a placeholder, really, because he has everything. He really does not need to stay in NXT. He really doesn't. Even though I know he probably wanted to, get a run, and he probably would have. Who knows how long he would have held that NXT championship? But injuries happen, and he'll be back. Keith Lee, man, even though you're not the North American champion anymore, Keith Lee, I see you going the Raw. There's, he'll definitely. I think Keith Lee will definitely be WWE champion at some point, probably next year. I could definitely see. I would love to see, like I said, Keith Lee versus Lesnar at WrestleMania if Keith Lee's not in a title match. KO, I see you right here, bro. It's getting tough. It's getting tough with this, bro. I'm putting KO on SmackDown. There's some big matches. Like I said, I think KO and Bray Wyatt are swapping places here with the draft. I would love to see KO versus Sami Zayn. That would be great. Or babyface KO versus Roman Reigns, man. There's some really good feuds. I want to see KO booked as a main event star again. Stop using him just for KO segments. It reminds me of The Miz back in 2013 when The Miz was a babyface. And all they did with The Miz was Miz TV, Miz TV, Miz TV, Miz TV. Right? That's legit like what KO's doing this. And this is why, you get the reports of KO being frustrated because you treat him like this, bro. But I think KO is moving to SmackDown. He already kind of teased it last week when he did the KO show with The Fiend with Alexa Bliss last week on SmackDown. So I think KO and The Fiend are swapping brands. Oh, let me find a way. Bray Wyatt should be down here. I have not seen him yet. He should be in the W's. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see Bray Wyatt. I don't know. Maybe I'm just missing him. But I do see Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's been one of the best things about SmackDown as late, and he's IC champion. The one thing I do, I forgot to think about this though. If the Hurt Business is coming to SmackDown, that does mean that either Lashley is losing the U.S. Championship or Zayn loses the IC Championship. Who knows? Maybe like Lashley loses the Ricochet in some dumbass match no one cares about. Or maybe Mustafa Ali with Retribution. Maybe Ali takes the United States Championship from him. I could definitely see something like that happening. More NXT. I see Karrion Doss down here. King Corbin, who cares? I don't give a shit about Baron Corbin. You guys know this. But the only reason I'm putting Baron Corbin on Raw is the guy needs new challenge or like new subjects or whatever, new people to feud with. Like Baron Corbin is one of the most generic characters ever in WWE. Like legit. If you wanna look at somebody that is politically driven, look none further than Baron Corbin. That guy's a clown. Lacey Evans, not that I give a shit about you either, but we'll put you on Raw. And the thing of it is, I read a report that WWE, Vince is completely dead on Lacey Evans, which he should, because Lacey Evans sucks. Lacey Evans sucks. So I'm trying to make a division that gives Asuka credible challengers, plus interesting names. Liv Morgan, I have Liv Morgan going to SmackDown actually. I would love to see Liv Morgan against Sasha Banks. Liv is very talented. So I'm going to put both Liv and Ruby on SmackDown. Yeah, man, it's getting tougher to drag this stuff, bro. Where's Ruby Riott? Where are you? Where are you, Ruby Riott? It should be easy. I'm looking for someone with green hair. I see Shotzi Blackheart. You're NXT. I see Tegan Nox. You guys know I love Tegan Nox. But she just tore her ACL for the third time, so she'll be gone for the rest of the year. So definitely, I feel very, very hard for my girl Tegan Nox, man. Definitely, I love her a lot. Just sad, man. Just sad. She just hasn't been able to escape all these leg injuries. Just hasn't been able to escape these leg injuries at all. I don't know. I can't see Ruby Riott anywhere. She should be right up here. There she is. Got you. So I'll put you on SmackDown. Like, I would love to see a Ruby Riott and Sasha Banks feud. So, like I said, I'm trying to build credible women's divisions. So, like, let me know what I'm doing. So, you guys see I have a lot of challenges here for Bayley and Sasha Banks. So, new feuds for them, new stories for them. Oh, I just noticed I put Mandy Rose on Smackdown by accident. My bad. Kofi Kingston, especially with Big E, even though, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe Kofi and Xavier get drafted to Raw, and Big E stays on SmackDown by himself to continue his singles run. But if you're merging the tag team divisions, it doesn't even matter. So I might as well just keep Kofi on SmackDown. But like I said, if WWE wanted to, they could easily put Kofi, and Xavier Woods as a tag team on Monday Night Raw, and have Xavier or have Big E. They could put Kofi and Xavier as a tag team on Raw and have Xavier. Why I keep saying that? They could put Kofi and Xavier as a tag team on Raw and have Big E do his own singles thing on SmackDown without breaking them up. I don't see WWE ever breaking up the New Day. Vince loves them so much. I love the New Day too. So, like I said, now you guys can see this is getting difficult. It's taking me forever to drag like one name at a time. I see Kyle O'Reilly, who had a Match of the Year candidate with Finn Balor at NXT TakeOver 31. Phenomenal match. I see him with the rest of his Undisputed Era brothers. So let me see who am I? Roderick Strong, there he is. So that takes care of the rest of the Undisputed Era. Lana, okay, we'll put Lana on SmackDown. Just because. Add some more depth to that division. Not that anybody cares about Lana, but hey. Actually, no. We'll keep Lana on Raw. I'm actually gonna change my mind. And you guys have seen WWE has been burying Lana as of late because Rusev, aka Muriel, Lana's husband, has been burying WWE any chance he gets with AEW. Like 3 weeks in a row, they've done the same spot where Nia Jax Samoan drops Lana through an announce table. But people want to tell me that she's not buried. Like, don't make me laugh, clowns. Do not make me laugh. I'm trying to keep these divisions fair. But yeah, we'll put the title on SmackDown. Yeah, actually, no. I'm going to move the title back over to SmackDown. I can definitely see a couple other women that are going to probably be on Raw. So, like, I'm just trying to keep it fair. Lars Sullivan, is he ever even coming? I'm gonna put Lars Sullivan in the NXT category. I don't know if that clown's ever coming back. I see Mia Yim from Retribution, Keith Lee's girl. So you're going up to Raw. Because she'll eventually be facing people off from Raw anyway. So like I said, I kind of like what I've been doing with these women's divisions. As you guys can see, I'm putting a lot of women in each division. I'm not overloading the division with, a bunch of women. Mickie James. I think Mickie James stays on Monday Night Raw. It's like I said, this is when I realize how much talent WWE has. And it's crazy to me how much they're not using their talent. Like, look at this. We still got all these names to go, and we're like, are we at 2 hours yet? We're a little over an hour and a half. Samoa Joe, I have you on Raw because you're on commentary. Even though I cannot wait for the day Samoa Joe is back in the ring. I want to see him get an actual championship run. I would love to see Samoa Joe versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. That would be great. But we'll keep you on Raw just in case you ever want to come out of retirement. Ali. I just, like I said earlier, if you're going to send Lashley in the Hurt Business to SmackDown, I would have Ali actually, using Retribution. I would have Ali become United States champion. I think that would be pretty cool. So, yeah, we'll put Ali there. Rey Mysterio, I have you on Raw, my friend. I don't think Dominic's on here. Because this is May. He wasn't wrestling full time yet. Like I said, man, I'm trying to build these rosters nice and fair, keeping it nice and balanced. I got Matt Riddle staying on SmackDown. I guess I'm starting to get tired. Like I said, this takes a lot out of you, so you guys better leave a like on the video. Nikki Cross, I think Nikki Cross needs to get on Raw because, we all know she's never winning that Raw Women's or the SmackDown Women's Championship. She's had way too many tries at it. Bayley's just made Nikki Cross her bitch. So, go over the Raw. Try your luck over there. Try to see if you can finally have some success. Look at these divisions I'm building, bro. I'm giving you credible names after credible names after credible names. Mojo. He was on SmackDown. Not that anybody cares, but we'll keep you on SmackDown. Remember when he was with Gronk for that one day at WrestleMania, and then excuse me, guys. Jeez, man, I'm getting tired, man. Like I said, these things take the life out of me. I'm gonna take a long ass nap after this, but remember when Mojo was on WrestleMania with Gronk, and they're actually gonna build something? There was rumors saying they wanted to do a Gronk versus Mojo match potentially at SummerSlam. And then the second Gronk left because Gronk said, "Oh, I'm going back to football. I'm gonna go join Tom Brady in the Bucks." No one cared about freaking Mojo anymore. That's funny. All right, I got Naomi staying on SmackDown because I think there's a feud that they can do with Naomi and Sasha Banks I would love to see. Look at this women's division, bro. The women's division on Raw and SmackDown. Tell me that's not fire. Oh, wait a minute. There's Buddy Murphy. I saw we did Murphy earlier. Who's the guy I put in Murphy's place? Come on, guys. Send me your energy, man. We almost done. Almost done, bro. I see. The freaking Singh brothers. Who cares about them? Pete Dunne, man. I miss Pete Dunne on NXT, bro. Maybe he'll show up in NXT UK until he's able to get back over here to the States. Peyton Royce, not that I care. Actually, I kind of care. She's actually kind of talented. But I actually got, accident. Sorry, KO. Put you down here by accident. Yeah, I got Peyton Royce on SmackDown. Look at the SmackDown Women's Division right now, bro. Tell me that is not fire. Legit, you have challengers for Sasha and Bayley for all that can span all year. So I don't want to hear that. Bayley and Sasha got no one to face, bro. Look at the division I'm building. It's not hard. WWE has all this talent and they don't use it. And look at Raw Women's division as well. Like, damn, these divisions are fire. Okay, I got Nia and Shayna staying on Raw. Not that I care, Nia Jax is trash, but you guys get the point. And Shayna, I'm still waiting for us to get that Shayna Baszler match. Shayna Baszler versus Asuka. I see Triple H. I'm moving him to NXT, of course. See Tony Storm, NXT. Tommaso Ciampa, NXT. Velveteen Dream, NXT. There's Shayna. Let's move Shayna over to Raw. She's staying. She's not going anywhere. I see another one of the Forgotten Sons. I think I put, what was that? What was Riker? I think I put it, I see it. I think I put it about Raw, so. Oh, man. Ricochet, he's an interesting one. I could see Ricochet moving down to NXT. Kind of pulling a Finn Balor, pulling an Ember Moon. He has not been used in the main roster at all. At all. His main roster career has been a total failure. And it's sad to see. So, I don't know. I could definitely see Ricochet being one of the very few names that, doesn't get drafted. Well, not doesn't get drafted, not because he's not talented, but just going back down just because he needs to, find himself again. I see the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns. Oh, we'll get you up there. R-Truth probably gonna continue his 24/7 gimmick on Raw. Oh, damn, I wish there was an easier way to drag these names. It was so much easier earlier when the names weren't long. I see Heavy Machinery. If it wasn't for Otis with Money in the Bank, I would probably have moved. Oh, I got stress. We've been recording forever now, but I would move Otis to Raw, but he has Money in the Bank, so I don't see him losing. I already see Tucker there too. Look how big the NXT group is. Shorty G, man, you have been drafted to catering of Monday Night Raw. Don't think I didn't see your ass. Don't think I didn't see your ass. That's funny. Catering crew, welcome, Shorty G. The fact that he's still being called that too, bro. So insulting. I saw the Fiend. I don't know. I couldn't find him earlier. But I have the Fiend going to Raw with Alexa Bliss. I think him and KO are switching brands. And that match this Friday will set that up. Takes me forever to drag these names. So much wasted talent. Never seen so much wasted talent on my screen before. Randy Orton could be WWE champion. If he does, he's holding it till Mania when he loses at the Edge. But we'll see. I have no idea, because the feud should have been over since Orton didn't win at Clash of Champions in the ambulance match. But like I said, we'll see. I wish I had music to put over this, but it's hard because everything's copyrighted on YouTube. Selena Vega, I got Selena Vega coming over to the Smackdown women's division. I like Selena Vega a lot. I think she's very talented. And I'm glad she's finally getting to show off that in-ring ability. I just didn't like how they put her in a match with Asuka right away. Here we go. Look at this SmackDown roster I'm building, bro. Crazy. I don't know, man. How many? Okay, hold on. I gotta take a second to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 women. This is what's crazy. It's crazy how many women are actually on WWE's women's roster that are not used. Like, just because you're not in a title feud doesn't mean you shouldn't be used. Like, come on. Got Asuka 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, so there's more people. All right, because for a second there, I was like, yeah, I don't think my divisions are even enough. But I was like, yeah, Rhea Ripley. I think out of everybody in NXT, I'm talking about Gargano, I'm talking about Adam Cole, I'm talking about Ciampa, Candice LeRae. I think Rhea Ripley is the most likely to get called up. And I got her going to SmackDown. You guys see the SmackDown Women's Division I am building? Look at all these credible names. Look at this. You got Naomi, you got Vega, you got Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Chelsea Green, Candice LeRae, Carmella, man. The feuds you can do with Sasha and Bayley against these names, they'll be busy for the entire year. My gosh, man. It's just like pissing me off, bro. We've actually done a lot of the main roster. A lot of these names are just names. I already put Sonya Deville on SmackDown, right? We'll put Tamina in there as filler for Monday Night Raw. Just because I'm trying to keep everything even. Look at all these NXT. Jeez, bro. Sheamus, I actually see Sheamus getting moved to Monday Night Raw. I feel like Sheamus actually could be a main event player, or at least an upper mid-card guy over there. So I got the Celtic Warrior Sheamus being moved over to Raw. Look at these rosters I'm constructing. Oh my gosh, I'm nice with it. I am nice with it. Okay, where did I put Roman Reigns? I put Roman Reigns at SmackDown, but I don't see him. I don't see. There he is. Like, look at these divisions, bro. Roman Reigns got Adam Cole, right? He got Johnny Gargano. He got Daniel Bryan, bro. He got Big E. He got the Hurt Business. Like, damn, you got Matt Riddle. Look at these names I got. You got Jeff Hardy. Like, come on. Just have me do the draft. This is what I would do, bro. I would print this out. I would bring it to Vince, right? I would bring it to Vince. And I would be legit. Just figure out the order. That's it. Just figure out the order. You know, pay me extra to do the order for you. But here's how the roster should be at the end of the day. All the feuds, all the potential storylines. Like, come on. My boy Titus. We'll put Titus on SmackDown. He can Actually, bro, who can... Nigga, I don't care about Titus. You can stay on Raw. No one cares about you. Titus been on Raw forever. Now that I think about it, yeah, Ty's been on Raw forever, man. That's his home. Catering's his home. He made a home for himself over there. Undertaker, even though he's retired, I'll put him right next to John Cena on SmackDown just because. Those guys are blue guys, whatever. Even though I don't expect him in the ring. It's just whatever at the end of the day. We just, we got to respect greatness. Gotta respect greatness. I think the rest of these guys are all NXT UK guys. That's like, I don't watch NXT UK like that. I see Ty Dillinger. Let me put you with Fandango. If I can find him. Look how like large the NXT pool is. That's why the tier list is so big. There's Fandango. I saw you. There you go. NXT Tag Champs. Because NXT has 205 Live. They have... They have 205 Live. They have NXT UK. Look at this. We're about to be done. We may be done. We may be done, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we have the Messiah Seth. I actually have a shocker for you guys. I have shock because if you look at the division I have over on Raw. I have Seth Rollins, the Messiah. Whenever he does get back, I have Seth getting drafted to SmackDown. Imagine Seth and Roman, the two top heels, right? Being the two top heels on SmackDown. Roman being the tribal chief. Seth being the Messiah. Like, imagine those kinds of interactions, bro. I would love that. And the thing about it is, look, the main Raw, look at, man, I stacked the deck. With Raw's division. I don't know. Did I give SmackDown a bigger division than Raw? And then I don't really care. Raw can make it work. You have 3 hours of television. You can make it work. And last but not least, the best female wrestler in the world. I saved her for last. You don't know. Look, if there was an in-between, I would put her. Because in my fantasy booking, I have Sasha getting drafted to Raw. But the reason why I put Sasha here in SmackDown is because this all ends with Sasha becoming SmackDown Women's Champion. That's why I'm putting her in the SmackDown pool. All right? Let's keep things simple. But let me see. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows for 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, yeah. So basically, for the most part, the rosters are even. The only reason why it appears that SmackDown has more superstars than Raw is because I have a couple legends on here, right? I have Cena, Undertaker. They're just there just because they're on the roster, right? They're on the active roster, so I had to put them somewhere. All right. Plus, you have actually, no, we'll move Elias. I'm just taking one last look at this. I want to make sure I have everything correct, the way I would do it. Yeah, not bad. Not bad if I say so myself. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, so like I said, the only reason why it appears that there's more people on SmackDown is because SmackDown has more factions. Like for Raw, I don't have all the members for Retribution out here. Like I don't have a Dio Madden. I don't have like a couple of the other guys from Retribution. Right. The reason why SmackDown appears to have more superstars is I have legends like John Cena and Undertaker in there just because I had to put them somewhere. So you can just really more just X them out. They're just there just to be there. And I have factions. Like I have the Hurt Business on here, and I have Undisputed Era getting called up from NXT. So that's the reason why it looks like SmackDown has more superstars. But at the end of the day, it's pretty even. You know, like I said, you don't need to have a bunch of people on Monday Night Raw that are not doing anything. You have a 3-hour show. Like I said, you can spend, like for me personally, 1 hour of Monday Night Raw should be, even though I think Raw should be 2 hours, you can spend 1 hour of Monday Night Raw just focused on the women. Just focus on women. Like you could spread it out over 3 hours. And at the end of the day, it tallies together to 1 hour combined that the woman got. Like you can spend like, I don't know, like 20 minutes on, you know, whatever's going on with the Raw Women's Championship. Or another 20 or another, 15 on a secondary feud, right? Going on Raw. Then another 20 or 15 to 20 on another feud. Like I said, you have, that's the reason why I stacked these women's rosters. How many women are on Raw? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 women. 14 women. That is a huge division. Like, it's not till you actually look at these divisions and you see how much talent WWE has that they're not using, right? Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I completely even. And we're about to hit the 2-hour mark on the podcast. But like I said, completely even. Completely even. So it's like, for real, that's enough for a Royal Rumble. You get like 2 surprise entrants from NXT. That's a 30-woman Royal Rumble right there. Like it boggles my mind how WWE's not able to book their women's divisions. It's crazy to me. Like look at it. I'm like, dang, I did this in like what? How long did that take me? Like 40 minutes? It took a while, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I could have done this in a separate video, to be honest, but I wanted to make it one special giant podcast today. But you guys can see, like, here you have it. Here you have it. Like in Raw's, you got Raw's WWE title division, right? You got McIntyre, you got Styles, you got Lesnar whenever he shows up. You got Randy Orton. You know, you got The Fiend, right? Samoa Joe, if he ever gets off commentary. I want Samoa Joe to get back in action soon. There's so many good feuds you can do for him. You know, right? You can put Sheamus in either the mid-card or the main event scene. Edge, when he comes back, you know he'll be in the main event scene. Aleister Black, right? He could be mid-card or main event scene, right? The women's division looking strong. I got a bunch of tag teams. I got a good, healthy dose of, mid-card superstars. See, we'll put Keith Lee up here. Keith Lee deserves to be in the main event. Like, look at this. Karrion Kross, when he gets healthy, right, I think he's going to be a special attraction, kind of like what happened with Brock Lesnar. So, look at this, bro. Let's just take one last look at this. So Monday Night Raw, here's your WWE Championship division. McIntyre, Styles, Lesnar, Orton, Edge, Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, Samoa Joe if he ever gets off commentary, and then Sheamus, you could do mid-card and main event. Aleister Black, mid-card or main event. Andrade, mid-card or main event. Tozawa should be mid-card, but he's most likely a jobber. Garza and Andrade, they can be a tag team or in the mid-card. Right? Ali, I think Ali should be the United States Championship in my opinion. Look at this. I even forgot. I got Strowman over here, bro. Like, you're telling me this isn't a stacked main event scene? Like, look at this stuff, bro. And even, like, still, if there's, let's say McIntyre and AJ Styles are fighting, look at all these superstars you got that could be in other feuds. Like, come on. I think Ali leading Retribution. I think Ali should win the United States Championship from Bobby Lashley, right? And then, Look, you got Rey Mysterio. I don't even have Dominic on here. Because Dominic, they don't have a render for him, right? You can put Dominic in the mid-card of the tag team division. Like, look at all these names. You got to, like, come on, bro. Tell me I'm not. Like, it's too easy. Like, legit, if anybody from WWE is looking at this, print out my tier list and actually do this with the draft. All I ask is that you give me credit. Credit Fitzmonk TV on YouTube. Say that, Fitzmonk was the one that told us how we should have done our draft. This is ridiculous. Like, look at Smackdown. Look at this. I got in your main event. See, you got Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Adam Cole. You have all of Undisputed Era, Johnny Gargano, Daniel Bryan when he comes back, right? You have Apollo in the mid-card scene. Billy Kay should be down here with the rest of the woman. My bad. Right? You got the New Day. You got the Hurt Business. So just there, any one of these men could be in the mid-card, tag team, or main event scene, right? You know, you got KO, who should be in the main event scene, to be honest. So we'll move him up. And then the absolute stacked women's division. So say Sasha and Bayley are feuding right now. Look at all these secondary feuds you can have lined up. Building new challengers. I don't understand it, bro. It's not difficult. It actually pisses me off that WWE has this amount of talent. Look at all these names you have in your tag team division, right? Like, you have one set of tag team titles, right? You have Sami Zayn leading the charge with the IC title. You got Jeff Hardy, Humberto, Buddy Murphy, Matt Riddle. Like what? Like, what? Like, man, bro. It actually bothers me. It really does bother me. So like I said, I'm just taking one last look at all this. There you have it. So yeah, look, pretty much I'm done. And then, like, legit, NXT stays NXT. I don't really do anything. The only guy that I think that should go back down to NXT is probably Ricochet. You know, maybe you can make an argument for Apollo Crews, but Ricochet, I think he needs to go back down to NXT. Not his fault that he was never booked correctly, but still. But here we have it. This is the final tier list. If you guys want like a full version of this, I'm gonna post it on my Twitter page. The link to follow me on Twitter is down in the description down below. So if you guys want a full list of this, I know it can be a little bit hard to see, but here you have it. Here you got Raw. Like, look at this, bro. Look at this main event scene right here. Then you have a nice little mid-card division. Your women's division is absolutely stacked. And then you got a credible tag team and mid-card division. Come over to SmackDown, same thing. Stacked main event scene. You got tag team division, right? Even though, like I said, the tag team division should be merged. Then you got mid-card competitors for the IC title, and your women's division is absolutely stacked with challengers. Stacked. And NXT remains NXT, and, you know, we have the no longer in WWE part. But look at that, bro. That's the best I can get you. So you guys got the look at Raw and SmackDown. But tell me I'm not the king of fantasy booking, bro. The tribal chief of the IWC, the king of fantasy booking, the king of mock drafts. Like, come on, bro. I know, yes, this was a super long podcast. We just went over the 2-hour mark. We usually only go over 2 hours if it's a pay-per-view, but this is easily one of our longest podcasts of the year. Maybe the longest, but, you know, like I said, I wanted to do a special episode for you guys today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Other than that, guys, this is about all I got for you guys today. Like I said, we talked about Sasha and Bayley. You know, we talked about the draft. We did a mock draft, man. And like I said, if you guys want to see the full my full tier list of how WWE should do the draft, I'll put an image on my social media for you guys, like I said. But thank you guys for everybody who came through to the podcast today. No matter you guys were watching on stream or on demand, you guys are the best. If you guys are new to the channel, man, make sure to hit that bell so you guys are notified every time I post a new video. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed the podcast, bro. Also follow me on social media. The links are in the description down below, man. All right, I'll see you guys later. I'm pretty tired, man. Like I said, I'm gonna get this all upload and make sure everything's all set, and probably take a nap until later this afternoon because we got the NBA Finals going on. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like I said, if there's any big major WWE news, of course I'll make another video. But probably this will be the last video of the week WWE wise until about Friday, until Smackdown. But other than that, guys, that's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you guys later. Stay safe and healthy, y'all. Peace.